Good morning, children. So we have completed the fourth chapter, that is fractions, and let us move on to the next chapter, that is the decimals. Okay, so now let us go back to the first chapter where we have learnt the place value chart. Yes, let us see that. Suppose you have a number 5. 5 is in one's place. So when 5 is in one's place, what happens? Its value is 1 into 5, 5 only. So when 5 moves on to the tens place, suppose you have 5 in tens place, what is the value of 5? When it is in tens place, the value of 5 is 5 tens are 50. Now, suppose this 5 is in hundreds place. Now, what does it mean? It has a value of 5 into 100, 500. So, as the number goes from right towards left, its value is increasing by 10 times. Here it is only 5. When it is in tens place, 50. When it is in hundreds place, its value is 500 and so on. Okay. Now, if this number, the digit 5, moves on to the right side, then what happens? So, as it is increasing 10 times here its value is decreasing 10 times. It is decreasing 10 times. So, what is the place value here? Its place value is tenths, 5 tenth. That means 5 by 10. This we write in the form of a decimal using writing it as 0.5. So when 5 is in tens place, its value is 5 by 10. It has reduced 10 times. But when it is moving towards left, it is increasing 10 times. Isn't it? 5, 50, 500. Now it is when we are moving towards the right, its value is decreasing 10 times. So when 5 is in tenths place, its value is 5 by 10, that is 0.5. Now if 5 moves on to the 100th place, that is the place which is 10 times less than this but 100 times less than 1. So its value is 5 by 100 and we write it as 0.05. Here we have written 5 by 100 as a fraction, but here we are writing it in the form of using a point called decimal point and writing the ordinary digits as 0.5. So here we have written the fraction 5 by 10 as 0.5 and 5 by 100 as 0.05. Now let us see. If 5 has moved to 3 places towards right, so then its place value will be hundredths. What is it? No, thousandths. Its place value is thousandth. Thousand, th, thousandths. We read it as thousandths place. So 5 has moved to 3 places, that is to the thousandth place. So now its value is 5 by 1000 and now we write its value as 0.005. So each time this number moves towards left, its value is decreasing by 10, 10, 10. So when it is moved to 10th place, remember children, there is no 1th place. It is only 10th place because its value has decreased by 10 times. And here its value has decreased by 100 times. And when it moves towards the 3rd place, its value decreases by 1000 times. That is 5 by 1000. Here we have taken 5 as example. So this is how we are writing the value of the number decreases 10 times. So this way of expressing a fraction in the form of a decimal is called as decimal fraction. So what is a decimal? It is just another way of expressing a fraction. Here we are expressing the fractions 5 by 10 as 0.5, 5 by 100 0.05 and 5 by 1000 as 0.05. So expressing a fraction in the form of a point something, point 0 point something else. So this way of expressing a fraction is called as a decimal fraction. So then what is this decimal fraction? So each time you are having denominators as 5, 10, 100 and 1000. So if fractions with denominators 10, 100 and 1000 are written, then we call them as decimal fraction. So now you understood what is a decimal fraction? Fractions which are less than 1. Even we have shown all fractions generally, a fraction is a part of a whole. We have expressed it, isn't it? So here decimals are also are less than 1. Some are less than 1 and we are expressing them by putting a point. This point is called as a decimal point. And here after the decimal there is only one number, isn't it? One digit. So here it has how many number of digits? Only 1. Here it has 2 digits, 0, 5. Here it has 3 digits, 0.005. So how to remember it? Here when you have 10 here, you will have after decimal only one place. 10 has only 1 0, no? So 1 place. So here 100, 5 by 100, 2 zeros are there. So after decimal you will have 2 places, 2 decimal places. Here 5 by 1000. Here it has 1000 has 3 places, 3 zeros. So it has 3 places after the decimal point. So this way we express the fractions as decimals. Now let us see. 3 by 10 can be written as, first put a 0 and here only one place is there. 10 is the denominator. So put a point and write 3. So here we have expressed a fraction as a decimal. 6 by 10. So here 10 is the denominator, isn't it? So you can write it as 0. Here no whole number is there, so 0 point. 10 has only 1 0, so write 6.6. Now see another one, 0.47. Here after the decimal you are having, here we are writing first decimal in the form of a fraction. Now see, so remove the decimal and write 47 and write the denominator as 100 because there are 2 places, decimal places after the decimal point. So you take 100. Now here 1.275 can be written as, first remove the decimal and write as 1275 and after the decimal you are having 3 places. So 3 places, 3 zeros. So you have 1275 divided by 1000. So we can express the decimals as fractions and fractions as decimals. Now let us see the number names. 2.75. How do we read it? 2 is a whole number and this is a decimal point. So we don't write here decimal point. We just write point. 2.47. We should never write it as 47. We should write it as, read it as 47. 9 tenths. How do you write 9 tenths? As 9 tenths, isn't it? This is what we are given, that is 9 by 10. Or you can, this is in the form of a fraction, you can write it as 0.9. So if a number is given, you can write it as a numeral, and if a numeral is given, you can write it in the number name. Now 500th, you write it as 5 by 100. and you write it as 0.05. Here 2 places are there, so 2 places after the decimal should be there. Here 5 is a single digit number, so keep 1 0. Now how to read this? 29.2. Now write as usual 29. Don't write it as 29. It is 29 only. Okay, 29.2. So this way we express the decimals as number names and fractions as decimals and decimals as fractions. And remember, what are the numbers that are towards the left of the decimal? Here 29 are there. You shouldn't write it as 29. It is only 29. What we have learnt while writing the number names earlier, we have learnt no. So it is only 29. But after the decimal, you shouldn't write it as 2, 29, 49 like that. You should write it only as 229.2. Okay. So this way you have to write it. Watch the video 2 or 3 times. Understand it and then do worksheet 1 completely. Do it in the textbook, put the date and do neatly with a pencil in your textbook itself. You need not do it in the notebook. Work out in the textbook. Very neatly you write. Put the date. You have 5 sums there. Do neatly, clearly and beautifully. Thank you.